right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. What's going on? Facebook. What's up? What's up? Happy hump day. Happy hump day. All right. So this morning, gonna be going over. Good morning, Christine. How are you? Gonna be going over a couple of different things. Gonna talk about a little bit of real estate from some personal experience, some success that I've taught others, and for people who are looking to get into a home, you have to understand that you don't have to have great credit to get into a house. And my intention is to help as many people as I can to become homeowners, right? I'm going to show you some tricks to get into a house if you, even if you've been through a foreclosure before, right? If you've been through a foreclosure, that's okay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you've been through a foreclosure. Just playing around with my little hat here. I'm going to have my superstar compadre come on as well, and we're going to talk about some stuff. So I'm on a mission. Hold on one sec. I'm on a mission to help people financially. I'm on a mission to help people become homeowners. I'm on a mission to help people make more money in their business. And that's what we do, basically. That's what we do. Right? All right. So, like I said, I have a partner that's going to be coming in with me this morning. So what this whole video is about, it's about how to own your home. I'm going to talk about this from a couple of different perspectives. And there's a lot of real estate gurus out here teaching people what I call bottom of the barrel information. All right. If you want the real, that's what I bring. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to tell you something to make you feel good. I'm going to tell you the truth. So my question is, do you want to hear the truth, or do you want the real, right? Let's start getting to the point where, like, my objective, listen, this is business for me, right? I'm able to sit here on social media from one of my investment properties that's bringing in money, right? And I can teach other people how to do the same thing. Good morning, Al Davis. How are you? Good morning, Doris Burks. How you doing? You guys are going to love this. And I'm waiting for Jonel to come on now. Jonel is my number one prospect. She's down in Florida. She's come in and she's done some amazing things. She's done some amazing things in this game. And this is what happens. This is what happens when people take the information and follow it, right? This game has been good to me. Great morning, Melanie. Great morning. This game, listen, I'm a dude from the projects. This real estate game has allowed me to become a millionaire a couple of times over. So I've learned from some of the best people in the game. And so my whole thing, look, I've made money in the business. I've made money in this business. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Damien. Good morning, Gene. I've made money in this business, and this is a part of the way that I give back now, right? I can do this from my places, from different places. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. I have actually, and I'm gonna bring on Jonel right now too, because she's been a major part of the success that I've been having, and I'm gonna explain that to you guys, right? Like we pray to God for all of these answers, and then we kind of discount people. We don't find out what people's gifts are. Like when we say that we're looking for God and we have relationship with God, well, God is through people, right? So you see God through people, and we have to learn. This is something that I had to learn. I had to learn how to recognize the gifts that were inside of other people. A lot of times we think the gifts come directly through us. And I believe that this is why things, hold on, I'm trying to bring Jonel on, all right? I'm trying to bring her on here. Let me see, guys. I don't know, for some reason I can't bring her on. I don't know. Jonel, for some reason right now I can't bring you on. I'm not sure why. So this is the reason that I believe that there's certain laws, right? There's certain laws that says love your brother, love your sister. It talks about love, because the very things that we need to succeed, it's not all inside of us. Some of it's been put inside of the next person, right? But if you don't take the time to develop relationships with people, like look at my gift. My gift is real estate. My gift is sales, right? Marketing, right? I've actually done it so well that it's allowed me to make $1 million plus several times, right? But if you don't see my gift, see, this is why we got to get out of our own way, right? If you don't see my gift and know that you don't have to work on your weaknesses because there's somebody who's strong where you are weak, then we don't figure this out, and we struggle, and we go through life blaming everything on the devil. All right, so we got to learn that. It's something that I've learned. I've paid someone like tons and tons of dollars to teach me. My bad. I got locked out over there. Let me see why I can't bring Jonel on. For some reason, I can't bring her on. So everything happens for a reason in the universe, right? I don't know. So here we go. Jonel, I'm not sure, but thank you for sharing the video. I appreciate every single person. Listen, I've been blessed with a skill set to come into other people's lives and help them. And it's up to you to recognize it, right? Like, I can't make you see what my gift is that I can help you. And the same thing is like, this is why, like, we operate off of energy. Like, everything is energy, right? And based off of your energy, I see you, Mel. What's up, Mel? Based off of our energy, we attract certain people into our lives. So while we're so busy praying, you still got to be aware. You got to see what's going on. Who's who in your life? Who has the skill set that you need, right? That's how it goes, right? That's how it goes. I'm trying to see if this thing will let her in again, but I don't know, Jonel. Okay, there we go. There we go. So yeah, Melanie, you know. See, here's the thing, guys. I think sometimes we get so caught up in ourselves that we forget that God blesses us through other people. And the universe has set this up in a way that if you don't have pure intentions and a pure heart, and you're looking just to take advantage of other people, like, it just sends you backwards. It's like playing Monopoly, right? Like, go back, go to jail, don't pass, go, right? So with that being said, looks like it's coming. There you go. There you go. Good morning. Good morning. So, right?
Yes.
So we're talking about this universal thing, and I just wanted to lay that foundation down before we get into this video. This is an awesome video, guys. If you are looking to own a home, I'm going to share some information with you that is truly a game changer. So, if you could share this video, I appreciate it. I love you for that. If you don't share it, I appreciate you and I love you for that. All right. So, what we're talking about this morning, Jonel, you guys, if you don't know, Jonel has come under my teaching, and she's in this real estate game, and she's crushing it in the real estate game. So here's the thing, though, in life, right? There's like different squares in our life, and most of us are really, we're good at one square in our life. But what we were talking about today is actually doing something that is it's good work. It's just good work. And the real estate investing side has allowed me to learn different variations of picking up houses. Right? And what we wanted to talk about today is how to own your own home. Even if you can't get a loan, even if your credit is bad, right? How many people are in a situation right now where you want to own a home, but you just can't get it together? Some things have happened with your credit. So we're going to talk about owning a home. We're going to talk about using real estate to pay off your bills, to raise your credit. All right. So these very strategies I've used, I'm teaching it to Jonel. She's going to use to get her own home. Right.
And it's going to be a really, really nice one, a really, really big one. And some people like that are around you, Janelle, they're going to be like, how in the world did you do that? So this is what makes this so great when people think they know us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you do something which they think is amazing, right? So based off of our conversation that we have about just putting that format out there, so it's two different components, right? There's the people who, how many of you guys want to own a home? Seriously, how many of you guys want to own a home within the next 90 days? If you want to own a home within the next 90, I don't care what your credit is, right? I don't care what your credit is. So if you guys remember, Melanie, remember the house down in North Carolina on top of the mountain that I had down there? Like all that stuff is done through creative financing, right? So it's a $500,000 house in North Carolina, but I didn't go through a bank. Like I want to start sharing these things with people. If you see my house in Florida, in Orlando, no bank, right? So what I've done, guys, is, and Janelle, I actually control properties instead of buying them. And controlling the property is better than owning the property because you get all of the advantages of ownership without the headaches of being the owner. So when you know how to do this the correct way, you're not paying the taxes, you're not paying the maintenance. The owner of the property can still be there. So from the homeowner perspective side, we're going to talk about that. Then there's a lot of you guys who want to be investors. You're trying to wholesale, you're not having success. Janelle's come in the game and she's having massive success. So we're going to talk about that also. All right. So we got something for everybody. So with that being said, Janelle, what do you think about just the whole controlling the property with the rent to own? Because that's what we're actually doing with 1, 2, 3 properties in Detroit, up in Flint right now, right? From
Right.
Miss Bobby Walker, and one of them is going to be from Mr. Horace, and from the doctor, from Dr. Jackson, right?
Right.
So what do you think about that concept? Have you ever really dug into that concept before? And let's even talk about it before I say have you dug into it, have you been in a position where you thought you were in a real rent to own or lease option or lease purchase program?
Yes, I did. I did.
And could you just tell me a little bit about, I know it was like kind of put together for you, but did you ever see the paperwork?
The initial contract,
Okay.
but there
So
was
do you
no
remember?
option.
Okay. So here's the problem. People are trying to get into lease options or rent to own or lease purchase, whatever you want to call it. It's called something different, but it's all the same thing, right? People are getting into these thinking that they are renting the home with an option to buy it. And I'm here to tell you,
Yeah.
if you've never filled out what's called an option agreement and took it down to the county yourself and reported it, you never had a rent. You never had a rent to own. You never had a lease option, right? What you did is you had a glorified rental,
Yeah.
which you probably put down a nice sized chunk of deposit, but there was no benefit for you because the owner could still come anytime he wants to and tell you that he's selling the house, right?
Yes.
Owner
Yeah.
could tell you to sell the house. So tell me about your experience on that, Janelle, how it ended up.
So it's exactly what you said. They wound up selling the house from up under us.
Sold it from under you. And this is an old school game. Like, this is why we always say you gotta know. Like people say, I didn't know. Well, you gotta know. If you're gonna get into this real estate to own your own home, to make money off of it, or if you're doing it from the investment side, you got to know how to control these properties, right? So I'm gonna say this again, and I'm gonna move on. If you are in a rent to own, matter of fact, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna start a consulting division. We're gonna start a consulting division for people who want to own their homes and for investors who can't close their deals. All right? You're tapping into my 20 years, almost 21 years of experience, plus my mentors, Mr. Schwab's 50 years of experience. That's collectively 70 years of experience. And then I've been taught by other people, so it's probably over 100 years worth of experience that's going to filter in through me, through Jonel. Right? So if you want to own a home, just say me in the text. Say, I'd like to own a home in the next 90 days. And what we're going to do is we're going to put you in a position to own it. And actually, when I do stuff, I say, like, I don't just teach somebody to do something that I haven't done. I've done it myself. We actually, here's an example of it right here, right? We set it up for an Airbnb business. And now we're going to do it for Jonel. And we're going to keep picking up different properties with the same method. You don't have to have good credit. You have to know sales, and you have to know how to close. Now, being around me for the last couple of months, would you say I'm a decent sales guy and closer?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
I said decent or average.
Oh, you said decent or okay, so no, you're not average. And you're beyond decent. You are a very, very great closer.
Thank you. So we're going to talk about the owning side, and I'm also laying this plan out for Jonel and for everybody who's listening. And then we're going to talk about the investor side. How many of you guys would like to control more properties through investing? Not just depending upon the wholesaling, where everybody's presenting themselves to the owner with the same old script, same old lane scripts, right? Everybody saying the same old thing, same old mail formula. What if I could teach you something different? So I'm here for everybody. I'm here if you want to get in a home, we're here. If you want to get in a home, we're here. If you want to control properties, to build a portfolio, to pay for your homes, to pay for your cars, to pay for your lifestyle, right? That's it right there. So let's just jump into this. What are we talking about? We're talking about rent to own. We're talking about, and I'm gonna give you just different variations, different wordings of it. Rent to own, lease option, lease purchase, rent to buy, any of those situations. This is a way, it's probably the easiest way to control an asset, to control someone else's asset without going to, without putting a lot of money down. If you know how to negotiate, you won't put a lot of money down. If you're not good at sales and closing, you'll put more money down. Does that make sense? Okay. So there is a right way and a wrong way to own your home. And guys, when I say control, trust me. Somebody say, well, I don't want to do that. I want to own it. Well, when you own it, you're paying the taxes, you're paying the insurance. If something goes wrong and somebody loses a job, now your credit is being destroyed because that's on your credit report. Let's think outside the box. Let's learn to think like a real estate player. And this is for investors, and it's for people who just want a home. We're going to show you how to bring those worlds together. Right? So there's a right way and there's a wrong way. Jonel, I'm going to have to use you as a guinea pig, all right?
That's fine.
Jonel did it the wrong way. I started out in this business doing lease. I didn't do it for myself. I did it as an investor. It allowed me to get into the game. It didn't seem complicated, right? And some of you guys, you don't get started in things because you think it's too complicated. You think it's too hard. This is one of the easiest strategies in the real estate game, right? So the wrong way to do it is to allow an owner to give you one contract that says rent with an option to buy. If he gives you that one contract, you think it's a lease. It's not a lease. When you're talking about controlling this and owning a property for your family, there has to be two separate contracts. One of them is a lease. What is a lease? We all know the lease. This is why it's so easy for anybody to do it. Probably 95% of you guys here have at least rented a place. You're a grown up, right? At least rented a ways. If not, well, I'm giving you the formula to do it the right way from the very beginning, right? So you take that lease.
Mm-hmm.
The lease is your right of enjoyment in that property,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you want to get that lease for as long as you can. When I come in to get it from the investment standpoint, I look to get my leases for about 84, my lease options for about 84 months, about 7 years. So the power that comes with this is that you're actually able to control an asset for as long as you can. So let's stop doing this year to year stuff, right? So you can have a lease that find out in your state what's the maximum you can go on the lease, right? So the lease allows you to control the property as an investor or live in it as a homeowner. Then you should fill out a separate form that says the option to purchase this property. Now, the option to purchase the property gives you, the homeowner, the new homeowner, or the investor, the right, the exclusive, unequivocal right to purchase this property in the next 3 years, 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
10 years. But it just depends on how good you can close.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to start people, our members, how to close. You can have all the information in the world. You can go to every seminar that you want to. You can be filled up with information that you just talk about around the water cooler at your job. But what if you actually knew how to close these things? See, the problem's not in the information, right? The information's out there.
Right,
The
it's out there.
problem, the power comes from the implementation of the information
Mm-hmm.
and knowing how to close it. So, Tanya Kelly, good morning. John Greer, good morning. Charlotte, good morning. Who do you have any? You got any people on your side over there?
I
Give us
can't
some
see
shout
the
out.
names. I can't see names on my side for some reason.
Okay, all right, no problem. So, you have that lease, right? You want to lock in that lease for as long as you can. I don't care if you're the investor or the home. This is how you get in your home in the next 90 days. Then you're going to say, Mr. Landlord, this contract that you gave me, this is all inclusive.
Mm-hmm.
I need a separate option agreement. So your job is to get a separate option agreement, and this will allow you to become the controller of a home, right? So the option agreement is going to, and if you guys choose to come in and have us consult you or become a member of what we're doing,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to give you the right paperwork. We're going to give you the right contract, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that you can own your home or control your home, or you can do it from an investment standpoint. So with that being said, the second contract, and this is your money maker. This is your money. The option agreement, guys, that's the secret.
Yeah.
The secret. Good morning, Ashanti. I see that. Good morning, Tiffany. The secret to owning the home yourself, controlling it, you can live in it, or you can sublease it out to make money. That's how people are doing the Airbnb.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So on the option agreement, it says that the seller will be called an optionor. This is different than a purchase and sale agreement. It's different. Purchase, and let me just tell you the difference. The purchase and sale agreement obligates you to buy.
Mm-hmm.
The option agreement, as it says, gives you the option, right, to purchase it at a later date. So the seller slash optionor must sell you exclusively.
Mm-hmm.
You, the optionee, the buyer, has the option. You have the first right to purchase, guys. These landlords, thank you, Charlotte, thank you. I know this is great information. These owners, if they're savvy, they'll get over on it.
Oh yeah.
And what they'll tell you is, well, we'll give you the first right of refusal. No, no, no. No, 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 you don't. Right? Right? Charlotte, you want more information? Okay. Once again, this is for somebody trying to get into a home for themselves or start up an investment business. Let me tell you something. I teach people, I don't care if you live in a big city like New York or a little small city like Ketchikan, Mississippi, where the kids for fun, they go out and they throw a can and catch it, right? No matter how big or how small, this right here will get you paid and it'll get you a house, right? But you have to know how to close. You have to know how to talk to these owners, right? I'm gonna tell you where the owners are, right? So you have your lease. You do not want them together. You have your option. The option says the seller will sell to you exclusively. So let's just say they were going. It's $100,000. The guy wants $100,000. And I'm going to teach you how to negotiate this, right? You're going to lock it in for 100,000. Let's just say he gave you 5 years. You lock that in on the option side for 100,000. This option says that you and only you can buy it. So if you've ever had a house sold out from under you, like Jonel said, it can't happen anymore. So we're going to take this agreement. It's going to state the price. It's going to state the length of time, the terms, right? Now, the power, and it's also going to have, say, the most powerful thing in any type of contract is called the right of assignment. This is where you make your money. The right of assignment. Remember, even in Jonel, in our contracts, down to number 8, it says that you may or may not assign it, right?
Correct.
This is what a lot of wholesalers mess up the game. They don't understand this, right? So we take that piece of paper, and now you guys have to get that option agreement notarized. The lease doesn't have to be notarized. The option agreement has to be notarized. If you do not do this, you're setting yourself up. You are not in a rental home. You are not in a lease purchase. You have a glorified lease where you just gave him a whole bunch of money up front. Now, the money up front on an option is non-refundable. So this is why the landlords want you in this. And they won't tell you the whole thing. You're gonna, if you sign a piece of paper that says a lease with an option, and he doesn't, and you don't record the option, then you don't have a lease option. You have a glorified lease, and you're probably gonna lose your deposit. You're gonna lose your deposit. All right. So you take that option and you get it recorded, and then you don't let the landlord do it. You take the option down to now Jonel knows this very well, down to the register of deeds. So Jonel, when you register any paperwork at the register of deeds, what does that mean? What are you now?
You are now the owner of the property.
Yeah. So if you're recording a deed in the register of deeds, you own that property. But if you record an option, you're in control.
Control of the property, yeah.
Of the property. That means that the landlord cannot sell the property out from under you without seeing you. So he'll still sell it, but that option has now converted into a lien on the property. And if you know anything about liens, before you can sell a property, what has to be paid off?
The liens.
So let's just say the guy tried to go around you, or like with Jonel, somebody else. If somebody else could see, and they're going to forget this later on. This is why you got to do it at the beginning. It's going to forget this later on.
Right.
They may not even know what it means. So let's just say he tries to go around you, comes back to you and says, well, we found somebody today that's going to pay $150 for it. Be like, well, I'm not ready. You and I had an agreement. I'm sorry. Okay. When they go sell it, your option is now there recorded. It was recorded for $100,000. Anything that this guy sells it for over the $100,000, that's now your money. If they try to do that, and you have the power to stop it.
Right.
So if you want it, you just say, no, this ain't going through. Or they can pay you off, Jonel. but you're gonna get paid. You're not gonna move. You're not gonna move and have nothing.
Right.
So it's up to you. Are you gonna let this see in life? I learned this from a billionaire. In life, we have to learn how to set up what we call a toll booth in life.
Mm-hmm.
What happens with a toll booth? You know, you're going back and forth. What you got to do?
You got to pay the toll.
You got to pay.
Mm-hmm.
Most of you guys don't know how to set this up. You don't know how to pay. You don't know how to get people to pay. And that's the problem. And that's why I do these lives. That's why Jonel is doing these lives. She's learning it and she's doing it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm all about. I'm about implementation, guys. We're not going to sit here talking all day. We're going to work.
Mm-hmm.
And most people are not willing to work. All right. So that option, once it's recorded, that is your saving grace.
Yes.
So let's just say the property goes up in 3 years to 200,000. How much money did you just make?
100,000.
You just made $100,000 without ever owning the property.
Mm-hmm.
What if I taught you how to do this all over the place? You never have to live in it, but I'm just telling you, there's two sides to it. There's a side where you can become the homeowner and control a property for 5 or 10 years. And as it goes up in value, which it will this time, all of the equity is now yours.
Mm-hmm.
So if nothing else, if you've never even lived in it, somebody might say, well, I have my own home. Well, why not still use this strategy to control other properties, turn them into income producing properties for your family?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Right? Take that. This is about cash flow.
Mm-hmm.
Cash flow. How many people want cash flow in their lives? How many people feel like they cannot get into a house because their credit and a broker told you you're not qualified? A real estate agent told you there's nothing we can do for you. Well, Jonel and Steph are telling you that that's not the be all, end all, do all. You can still own a property as a homeowner, and if you're an investor, you can use this strategy. It's because it's the easiest one. Jonel, this is the one that when I made the $34,500. It was a lease option deal. I put $2,400 in it, and this is a strategy that you can use with people in foreclosure. You can pay their back mortgage or their back taxes, right, and get an option on the property. Let the option sit. Like time, time is going to pass by anyway. Why not set up money trees that's going to just consistently pay you off? Now you can decide over the next year or 2 years or 3 years or whatever. Do I want to sell it? Do I want to rent it? See, you can sublease these things. Sublet these things. Ethan Armstrong, good morning, my man. I see you. You can sublease these things. So people are sitting back saying they're so worried about money, but the information is right there and they don't know. And you know, like I know, you gotta know.
Right.
So you take that option part of it and you record it, the land records or the register of deed. So now, if you choose to own the home, you own it. You can now sublease it. You can run an Airbnb business. You can get corporate housing. You can do whatever you need to do to end that for living. Right? So I want to just stop right there. Are there any questions that anybody has? Janella, is there any questions that you can think of that somebody may have? Because this is one of the ways to creating family legacy. Using real estate to control one of the largest assets in a person's life. Right? Most people don't just have jets. So their house is their largest asset. So are there any questions that anybody has? I'll answer your questions. And what we're going to start doing going forward, starting tomorrow, I'm going to sit over at the desk and we're going to take live phone calls from you guys. All right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to show you how to build a business. I'm going to show you how to build a business in real estate. So, any questions? All right, I'm going to keep this moving. A part of what you do on the rent to own, right? Remember, 2 contracts. Part of what you do on the lease option is you can give that person rent credits. So you can say, watch this. I can say, hey, Jonel, I'm going to lease option you this house. Now, remember, we're targeting out of state owners.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
These houses are sitting there empty. Come on, guys. These houses are sitting there empty. And the owners are advertising for you to come to, but if you don't know the information, like you can't do this,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you can give them, so I can say, hey, Jonel, yes, I'm going to show you guys how, we're going to show you starting tomorrow. We're going to start doing phone calls. I'm going to show you guys how to sell. I'm going to show you how to sell and how to be a sales closer. I'm going to turn you into a sales closer. All right. These are for people that come into our program. We're changing lives. We're helping people become homeowners who thought. We're also doing consulting for other investors that don't understand this. I've been doing this for almost 21 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So we have something for everyone. There's no excuse going into a new decade.
Oh yeah.
There's no excuse, And what I'm going to do is we're going to use Jonel because she's the first one to come in and just do what she says. I get frustrated a lot because I know that I have information that can change people's lives because it changed mine. And then, as a mentor, you're always looking for that rock star mentee, that protege that'll come in and just do what you say. It makes them a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me look good, right? So it's a win-win for everybody. Most people don't want to invest in themselves, but this woman right here, she's come in and she's done it. And now she's teaching other people how to do it and now she's making money from different streams. Like life ain't hard unless you make it hard, right? Life ain't hard unless you make it hard. So I could say, Jonel, okay, yeah, I'm out. Yeah, you called me. You found me. I'm in Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that property is in Florida. It's in Riverview. Jonel, if you could just keep the lawn done, if you could handle all minor repairs up to $250,
Mm-hmm.
I will give you out of the $800 you're paying me,
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you a rent credit, 50%. So I'll give you 50%. Every time you pay $800, I'm gonna give you a $400 credit towards the purchase of the house.
Mm-hmm.
So that's $400 times 12. That's $4,800 a year. That comes off every year. Another $4,800 is deducted from the purchase price that we said if you buy it.
Mm-hmm.
You have the choice to live in it, or you have the choice to sublease it with the contracts that we use. All right. Now what can Jonel do? So let's say, Jonel, you want to move into this property.
Mm-hmm.
You get your rent credits. I already know that you don't have great credit because that's what lease options is a form of owner financing.
Mm-hmm.
Rent to own is a form of owner financing.
Yep.
So I'm not checking your credit now because you've given me option deposit, right? Now what Jonel can do is she can report those rent credits to the credit bureaus.
Mm-hmm.
Now it starts to give her positive traction. Her credit starts to go up. Most of you guys don't understand. You don't even know that even through paying your rent can be reported to the credit bureaus. You can start building credit through your rent payments, guys. We got to know this information.
Yep.
Right? So Janelle's now going to take care of my house that was vacant.
Mm-hmm.
I have someone in there that's given me a non-refundable down payment.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, any of you can do this. Shay Ross, good morning. How are you? You can do this. This is not hard. And we offer consulting for our members. So now as an owner, and if it was reversed, Jonel, if you're the owner and you're in Florida, but you have a property up here in Detroit, would that soothe you? And I said, okay, Jonel, I gave you $3,000 up front.
Mm-hmm.
You know I'm serious. I'm going to shovel. I'm going to rake the leaf. I'm going to take care of the minor repairs up to $250.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make you feel better you don't even, you're the owner, but I'm going to come in and control it now. Is that a fair exchange?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But wait,
There's
Shady
more.
Raw, there's more,
There's more.
right? If you're just coming in, we're talking about how to become a homeowner, and we're talking about the real estate investing side, right? We're talking about can you see the things as they pop up, Janelle?
No.
Oh, you can't see the, okay. So, and we're talking about the real estate investor. So my man Ethan, who came up here, who I actually met, says I always, if the rent to own option was a good route to go, it's one of the best options.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, so we're solving problems, we're educating people, and
Mm-hmm.
we provide a service that people will pay for that will change their lives around. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now you can start building your own portfolio of these properties that you control, because remember, you're going to capture the equity.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for us to start thinking like a bank, especially people of color. We need to start thinking like a bank. We're out here spending all this money, blowing money on, I saw a post with Janelle, on the drinks and getting lit for the weekend, right? And maybe some of people are doing that because they don't even know that they can own their own home right now in their current situation.
Mm-hmm.
It's controlled, right? So this is why we must get this information out there to people, right? Because listen, honestly, we have to take responsibility for our lives. We have to understand, who's that? Ruma Kemp? Hopefully I'm saying that right. Thanks for joining us. We have to understand, we have to understand that our absolute best thinking has gotten us in the position that we are today. Now, you have to be honest with yourself. Do you like what you see? Is money the ultimate source of worry and stress in your life? Okay, well, there's ways to get into real estate, which is a business that will never go out of style because people always need a place to live. They have things like Airbnb and corporate housing, stuff for traveling nurses and student housing and all this stuff, and you can control the property through a rent to own and sublease it out to other people. Airbnb, the concept is nothing new. They just did it. They went up against the hotel chains and they did it. Good morning, Ms. Kemp. How are you? So, is this some good stuff, guys? So I feed off of feedback. So if you can let me know if this is good information. If you're coming in late, go back to the beginning, right? Look at it. We're creating a new product. We're creating a new environment of learning for people that want to be homeowners and for people that want to take a new skill set and create passive income off of it, to have that cash flow coming in on properties that they don't own, even if they have bad credit, even if they don't have a lot of money. Like, I can show you how to find distressed people who have vacant houses in states that they don't live in and they don't even care about the deposit. It's like, just help me, right? Just help me. Ethan has been doing this, but that's what you're doing, but I can show you how to take it to a higher level, right? So you report the payments to the credit union. Now, what can you do after that? So the purpose, the mission is to either have your first place to live, you control it, you capture the equity. As time goes, you take over the forced equity. That doesn't go to the homeowner anymore. That goes to you. What do you think about that, Janelle? Free equity? Just by knowing
Listen,
what
I wish that this was information that was taught to me, years ago. Because all I wanted to do, I was young, newly married. We just wanted to own our own home. And we just went about it the wrong way because it was information that we just didn't know. So we made a lot of mistakes. But, as adults, I don't know is not an excuse. You need to figure it out. Figure out what the best solutions are for you. And you'll be able to make the best financial decisions. But we live and we learn.
That's right. That's what it's all about, guys. Listen, no, I don't care where you are in life. I don't care what's happened to you. You can bounce back. You have greatness inside of you. We have to learn we have to learn as a people how to generate positive cash flow
Oh,
every
yeah.
month. The first step is to get enough cash flow to replace your income. So you don't have to work a job. So you can work on your greatness. Figure out what you want to do. So real estate is just a vehicle to help you walk in your purpose.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
To help you find out your calling and work in your assignment. Some of you, your assignment is ministry, but you can't do it on a full-time basis because you got to go to work. Well, that's because you only learned how to exchange dollars for hours. You've never learned how to use real estate as a source of income for business. And there's write-offs. That's a whole nother video though, right? I just want to hit my key points and then wrap up with Jonel. So we got the rent credits. You can report it to the credit bureau, right? Now, because of this, the clause inside of the option, if you ever need money, Ethan Armstrong, check this out. If you ever need money, you can sell off the lease. Oh, Jonel, I'm about to put it there. You can assign your lease to someone else with our contracts. You can assign your lease to someone else. You can assign the option to someone else. You can assign the option to somebody else for 1 year, but you have it for 5 years. You can assign the option to 5 different people in 5 different years and make your money up front. You can assign off the payments that are coming, the guaranteed payments that are coming in for your lease. You can assign that off to somebody else. Maybe you want to sell off 1 year worth of rent payments to get money now. 2 years. Remember, your contract is for 5. So there's a lot of options here now.
Yes.
Right? That what I would do, and what I'm going to teach Jonel how to do, is to take that income and put it right back into a second property, a third property, a fourth property, so that all of those properties are now generating income to pay for her lifestyle.
Yeah.
To pay for her son's education, so he can go to the best private schools if that's what she chooses. She can go to college if that's what he chooses. She can eat at the best restaurant without ever looking at the price. Just look at it and say, well, I want that. I never even heard of it, but I want that. She can travel and do what she wants to do. She can know that she's set up because she has passive income. She can sleep. She can wake up when she finishes sleeping.
Yeah. That's
I'm gonna say
big.
that one.
That's big.
I'm gonna say that one. You can wake up when you finish sleeping.
Not when the alarm goes off.
Not when an
Before
alarm
the
goes
sun
off.
comes up.
Yeah. This is what I've done over the last 20 years. So I had a chance to meet Ethan. He came up here and stayed on our Airbnb property, right? And he's already started on the journey as a young man. And imagine now, like he's met me. Like I can help him put a whole portfolio together, just like with Jonel, and have so much passive income coming in. And Ethan likes to travel. I saw he was just in Chicago. I saw that. Right? He loves to travel. Like how many of you love to travel? Like your lack of information, or your lack of wisdom, or your lack of implementation. How much of a problem is that in your life? Is it stopping you from doing what you truly want to do? If it is, you might want to check us out. You just might. Right? So you get other houses and you make those houses do the same thing. Let me show you this, guys. Now you have income coming in. You have properties that are there. Now let's address the credit problem now. Basically, when you assign these properties, like I just told you, or you're building up the equity, you're now basically that's a form of wholesaling, right? It's a form of wholesaling. Now you have the income coming in, which allows you to turn around, negotiate your debt with the creditors. When I did it, I negotiated some stuff down to 10 cents, 20 cents, and 30 cents on the dollar. I got them to send me a letter saying, if you, we'll take this payoff amount, we'll take this as payment in full. I made them send me a letter And then I had a property that was closing that I was flipping, and I took all of the letters and I sent it in to the title company. Told the title company, pay these off for me. So it was money that never came from my own pocket. It was money that I created by this information that we're sharing with you this morning. All right? So that's how you can pay off your bills. Now, I just want to switch it over to the investor side. A lot of you guys want to be investors, right? And there's a lot of wannabe investors, right? But you're coming across problems because all you're doing is the bottom of the barrel stuff. You're just doing what every guru's taught you to do. They're teaching that to hundreds of thousands of people. And let's just say you did a seminar, right? They're telling you this is information that nobody else knows. But in that seminar, there was 1,000 people there. So 1,000 other people do know that. So you're all sending off your letters. The same letter, because you guys just want the same stuff. The same letters. You're following the same script. As an owner, Jonel, when you hear 10 people call you say the exact same thing, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking, get off my phone.
Why is everybody saying the same thing?
Yeah, it gets redundant. Yeah.
And now, wouldn't you become numb to this? You're like, I've heard this sales pitch.
Right. Tell me something different.
Yeah. Now what we're doing is we're giving you a fresh start.
Mm-hmm.
Let's listen, guys. 2019 is gonna be ending soon. We're going into a brand new decade. Isn't it time to think like a bank? Isn't it time to get a fresh start? Start all over with somebody who really knows this game. Somebody who can put a business together for you, just like I'm putting together for Jonel. Just like I put together for myself, for my son, for other mentees. Like, we all make choices, right? And some of us have lived a whole life off of making the wrong choices. Yeah. Ethan says, I be thinking it's a scam. You got to be unique. That's right. Absolutely. So one of the ways to make yourself unique, Ethan, let me tell you, the best way to make yourself unique is to learn how to pick up the telephone and have a real person conversation. Forget the scripts. How about finding out what a person's problem is and helping them solve that problem? That's genuine. That's authentic. And you have to do this over and over and over again. The more you make these phone calls, the better you get. I'm known as the closer. But I had to make over 25,000 phone calls. I've heard everything. I've heard every denial. I've heard every excuse. I've heard every reason for every no. So I now know what to do because I've taken the time to develop a high-income skill. And many of you guys, you're looking for the cheap way out. You're looking for the $17 ebook. You're looking for what's free. The information that was taught to me is not free. I paid for it. I want you to think about it like this. Jonel, you tell me, is there a difference between high school education and college education?
Well, yeah, there's a difference. Yeah, college is much more in-depth, and you get a lot more preparation. High school is just very basic, just to kind of prepare you for the in-depthness of college, if you decide to go that route.
Great point. So what's going on in this world here, this social media world that we're in? People want to go to high school, which is free information, but they want the in-depth results of college. So let's just take Yale, Harvard. If you want that information, you're not going to go to high school and get it. High school was free, guys. Or you can go to community college. Not as expensive, but let me tell you what happens when you go to Yale. when you go to Yale is not just about the education. It's also about the networking. If you go through life in public school, right? If you go through life in public schools, the friends that you make, they're going to be guys from the hood, some from the hood, some from this area. Some people care, some parents care, some parents don't care. Most of those parents would never come to the PTA meetings. That's from the hood where you come from. But if you want that private school or that Harvard information, well, those parents cared more. They wanted their children to be a product of the people who cared the most, where the best information is. And many of those guys, the reason that they paid top dollar to go to Harvard is because of the relationships from the networks that they built. So when you come in with us, don't get caught up on the price, because I'm telling you it's going to be more than everybody else. But it's about the network and the relationship and tapping into I've been taught by a billionaire. Jonel's knowledge now far supersedes most people who've been doing real estate for 10 years. Because of the acceleration, because of the level of information. This is not high school. This is not elementary school. And she wants to surround herself with the best. Quick example, my next step for her is to get her set up in the country clubs. There's a country club network, guys, that most of you don't know about. And this is how I've made a lot of my connections. So we have to learn how to start thinking about what's the return on our investment, not how much is something. Most of you guys make a decision based off of where you currently stand. You can't even see the future because there's no dream anymore and there's no vision. And I've heard it said that without a vision, the people perish. And it's not just the literal death, it's actual, your ideas dying, becoming stagnant, being broke. Now, when I say broke, I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about your mentality. Being broke-minded means that you're not willing to learn anymore. If you can't learn, you can't grow. If you're not growing, you're dying. And most of you are sitting there dying because you don't know how, because of the money, and then there's frustration that sets in, and then you start to do this doom and gloom thing and blame everybody else. Now you're sending out negative information to the universe. And now we fall into the law of cause and effect, aka karma, and you're bringing back what you're fearing and what you're thinking of. We don't get that. All right. So this is what we bring to the table. All right. Now, for my investors, where do you find these properties? Well, we're in the social media world. Right? We're in the social media world. I'm gonna give you one site. Let me just give you one site. These owners want your help so bad that they are actually advertising their properties to you. They're advertising your properties, and they want help badly. And if you don't have the different tools to know how to handle that specific tool, and you don't know how to, you can have all this information, but if you don't know what to say, you don't want to pick up a phone, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. So one of the places where you can find this, I'm going to give you more free information than imagine if you pay for it. One of the places is Zillow. Zillow is in the house buying business now. People rent their empty properties, put it up on there. I've done it myself. Empty properties, vacant properties. The owner's not there. Tells you the phone number of the owner. But that does no good if you don't know what to say. You don't know how to code. You don't know how to handle objections. You can't turn free information in a phone into money in your bank account this month. So we're going to solve that. We're going to that's the problem. I just addressed the problem. I showed you how to do something. I addressed the problem, I agitated, now I'm going to give you the solution.
Mm-hmm.
How many people are interested in a solution? There's a price tag on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the cheap guy, but hopefully I'm the best.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So what Janelle and I are going to do is we're going to work with people to become homeowners,
Mm-hmm.
and for the investor to expand, to get started off fresh on the right foot for 2020. We're going to show you how to get access and control these properties, force appreciation, assign these properties, or just build your own portfolio, whichever one you want to do. You need a home? You want to be a homeowner? You want to have passive income coming in that will pay your mortgage, pay your car note, pay your expenses, pay your bills, pay your vacation. This is what rich people do. They don't just keep looking for more jobs. If you have a job at this point, you're supposed to save 30% of that income. And you're supposed to look for cash flow opportunities with the 30%. Guys, this is why we have 1% of people that are at the top. And every day, every year, the middle class has turned into the lower class. This is why people are being pushed out of their environments and their communities, because other people understand this. So they condemn our places because you don't know what to do. They condemn our places. They move you out.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know, I'm from a little place called Stamford, Connecticut. What they did is they came in and they knocked down our projects. They rebuilt luxury condos and housing. The people who were in the projects could not afford the new properties.
Mm-hmm.
So what they ended up doing was moving 30 miles north to a place called Bridgeport, Connecticut, which is the armpit of Connecticut. It's the armpit. They had to move because they didn't have the information to create more income, to create a business, to solve other people's problems that would gladly pay them for adding value to the marketplace. We don't know how to do that. We quickly say we can't afford something. As soon as you say you can't afford something, your mind shuts down. You fall into a poverty mind state. You're not willing to learn. You're not willing to grow. And now no one can help you. Now it's the rat race. Because you won't invest in yourself. You won't go find the information that's clearly out there. We live in one of the richest countries in the world. So it's not that there's a lack of money. It's that there's a lack of money going into your bank account because you haven't taken the time to learn this. Now the devil's busy, right? See this? See, I think the devil's busy when people aren't happy with their lives. I think the devil's busy when you don't have enough income coming in to take care of your family. I think the devil's busy when you're in a situation that you can't control. And most situations can be controlled with money, but we're so busy listening to people tell us that money's the root of all evil. No, it's not. Poverty is the root of all evil. Sickness is the root of all evil. Fear is the root of all evil. Fear of walking in your greatness. Fear of stepping outside your comfort zone, which is ultimately your failure zone. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it 100. Is that 100 enough?
It's 100.
So, with that being said, I'm going to set up a new page today. If you would like to come in and get on our calendar, actually right now, you can get on Janelle's calendar. www.timewithjanelle.xyz. Janelle, if you could type that up in there too, that'd be great. www.timewithjanelle.xyz. And I'm going to even go as far as to tell you what the price point is going to be because I haven't started it up yet. At this point, and you got people, we make choices, right? There's different levels. I just came up with the idea to do this. It's not even out yet. I still got to go put the page up, connect the payment system to it, right? And create the course, create the process. The process will be a live process that I will walk you through over the next 6 weeks. I will give you the tools. I will give you the contracts. I will help you make the phone calls, and I'll even consult with you. Now, speaking of consulting, if you are an investor out there already, or you're trying to be an investor, or you're a wholesaler, you have a contract and you don't know how to close it, I will help you close it. There will be a consulting fee. I charge for consulting, but I will help you close that deal. So if you're the type of person, don't call me talking about, can you pick my mind? Don't text me talking about, can you pick my mind? No, you can't. I'm a consultant. That will help you close more deals than you've ever closed in your life. That's a guarantee. I will find an answer. I will find a solution. I will get on the phone with you and talk to people. I will close this out, but there is a fee. So back to this lifestyle change. You know, people talk about flipping houses all the time. Like, when do you flip your life? When do you flip your life? When do you get all the different components to help you become a stronger person, a more confident person, a person that can make and create change, a person that can add value to the marketplace? When do we become that person? So right now, while nothing is completed, this will be available for $1,000. Once I complete everything, the price will instantly double. Once I bring the first person in, and help them succeed, and I get a testimonial back from them, the price will go up another $1,000. So that's how this whole thing works. So I'm telling you right now, the phases that are about to be laid out. If you want this, for me to help you build a real estate empire, starting out is $1,000, starting out. And then it will escalate up. So if you know for a fact that you want this, just say, I'm in. Type in all in. All in. And then get on Jonel's calendar. If you write your calendar website in there, Jonel, time with Jonel.
I can't type anything.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So, but it's www.timewithjonel, JONEL.XYZ. Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's my time for this morning. Jonel and I are going to go implement what I just taught right now. We're going to implement. I'm about implementation. If you're just here for a feel-good video, I just gave you some great information. But when you're ready to let me show you how to hear the cha-ching sound and have your bank account start to grow, right? Start to grow. That's what we want. I want testimonials. I want people who want to change their life, who want to flip their life, who got to know. That's what we're looking for. Charlotte says that she's in, Jonel. All right.
All right, Charlotte.
Charlotte, do me a favor. Get on Jonel's calendar for today. Answer your phone. There's going to be one phone call made. One phone call. We haven't started advertising this yet or anything. You guys are hearing this first. We can be working with you by the end of today.
Right.
$1,000 for today. It's 6 weeks with us. 6 weeks with us. If you are a rock star student, protege, you're a rock star, and you really build this thing, do what we show you, we will help you set up a business, a company in your hometown. Your hometown. We're going to be selling franchises on real estate. So everybody has to make a choice. We all make decisions. You're going to sell in life or you're going to be sold. We're going to show you how to sell in life. We're going to show you how to acquire the things that you've never been able to acquire. We're going to make this so that money will never be one of your problems again, or a lack of money. This business works in every city in the United States. You can do it in your hometown. You can do it in the hometown next to you. You can do it in the city next to you. You can do it in the city across the country, 3,000 miles away. And you're going to have us backing you. Right? We'll set up the private Facebook group or the private group or whatever. We'll set that up. After the 6 weeks, you still have a lifetime access to us to do more things. So when we're talking about relationships, like, I want to be around those people who went to Harvard, right? If I have a choice between the dudes from the hood in my elementary school or my high school and the people that I could meet in a Harvard-style education, which one would you pick?
Harvard.
Right. Because of the relationships, because of the network. I already have a network. Everything you wanted to do in real estate, I've probably already done it. I already have the connections. I know what to say to the lawyers. I know what to say to everybody. I know what to say to the sellers. I know what to say to everybody. We can make this so easy for you.
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte, or anybody out there, go to work with Jonel, JONEL.XYZ. This offer right now, if you're already on it listening, is till 4:30. So we need to talk to you today. This is what we implement and we're doing it. We just want people to do this, right? So, your assessment of this live today, what do you get at? What are some takeaways that if you were on the outside looking in, that you would have gleaned from this?
Wow. Let me just say this. We're in the fourth quarter. We're ending up a year, going into a new year. On top of that, a new decade. So what better way to start a new decade than with residual income coming in? Setting up your own business that will take you off of a job you hate, give you time freedom, give you financial freedom, and allows you to do the things that you really want to do in life. I just really want to be on the beach, drinking margaritas, eating shrimp cocktail or something, Why not invest in yourself to set up the type of life that you want? I mean, this is information that I wish, like I said, I wish I would have had this like years ago. Would have saved me so much time and frustration and money and stress. I could have been off my job years ago. But, everything happens for a reason. So I'm just fortunate enough to be off my job today. I'm fortunate enough to know this information and be in a position to set my family up. So, I would say go for it. The time is now. You have the information now. So why not move on it now? Otherwise, you'll be in the same spot next year saying, I wish I would have. But by that time, it probably won't be available.
All right, you heard it from the Queen of Deeds herself. Charlotte says, "Call me, have an appointment. We will be in contact with you today, Charlotte. This is it, man. Seriously, this is it. You will not get a course from me for $1,000. My minimum, forget about it, but you won't get it from me for $1,000. This is a new thing that we're bringing, and we want to work with people. So, guys, that's our time. We appreciate you. We respect you. Thank you for coming in. We love the people that shared our video. We want to be part of the fabric of our culture, turning things around for folks, right? So with that being said, you know what to do. You make your own choices. You always do, right? And we'll see you on the next one. We're gonna do this every morning. What time, Jonel? 8:30? 8 what?
Yeah.
What time?
8:30. That's fine.
8:30? Okay.
8:30 is fine.
Morning. We're just gonna do it for 30 minutes because we got our work to do. So from 8:30 to 9, you can check us out, right? You can check us out. And we'll put these videos on YouTube. We have Jonel and CL on the YouTube channel. Check us out over there. And once you come in and join us, you're going to get all the information that you need on everything that we're doing. And we're going to work with you. You have our support. Straight up. We want you to win.
Yeah.
We want you to make money. We want you to send us your checks. Right? We want you to come on lives with us. The reason that Jonel is on this live is because Jonel was a student that came in like everybody else. She just happened to do everything that she says.
Yeah.
That's why she comes in on this stuff with me. Otherwise, you don't see everybody on here with me. All right? So that's our time, guys. We love you. We respect you. And this is about you flipping your life to your family's success. And God bless.